impossible to be a faith-filled believer without faith-filled behavior. And let me just be really clear what I'm saying here. This is not talking about a works-based salvation. I'm not saying that it's impossible to be a believer without behavior, like it's impossible to become a believer without behavior. No, this is for those that are in the faith, that have been saved, been given the gift of faith by God, saved by his grace through faith and faith alone. Your belief should precede your behavior, but your belief should also produce godly behavior. You tracking with that? Does that make sense? We know that that's true. Like as you look throughout the Bible, this isn't just something, I think this is something that's clear. If you read along through the rest of Hebrews 11, which we don't have time to do today, it's a long chapter, the longest chapter on faith in the scriptures. But if you read all the way through it, the rest of the chapter, after verse 2, 3 through 40, is all about what faith looks like. And if you go and you read the Gospels, you see that Jesus, whenever people approach him, whenever they come to him, he never asks them the question, what is your faith? Hey, what do you think of me? That's never what he asks. He always asks them, where is your faith? The implication there being that faith is observable. It's not just intellectual. It's experiential. It reaches out. It touches the world. It affects your very own life. Don't believe me? Then look at this. Mark 2, 3 through 5. They came to him bringing a paralytic, carried by 4 of them. Group of friends bringing a paralytic to Jesus. Since they were not able to bring him to Jesus because of the crowd, it's packed in there. They removed the roof above Jesus, and after digging through it, they lowered the mat on which the paralytic was laying. So let me just give you a picture of this. These guys show up, want to see Jesus. Jesus is teaching the scriptures. They can't get in. There's no room for them, and so they decide to go up onto the roof of this house. But do you think they brought shovels? No. There's no way they prepared for that. And so what do? They are so full of faith that they start digging, clawing their way through this roof. And then it says this, seeing their faith, Jesus told the paralytic, son, your sins are forgiven. Their faith was observable. Here's another one, Matthew 8:10. Hearing this is in response to the centurion's reply to Jesus that he need not come and heal his servant. Hearing this, Jesus was amazed, and he said to those following, truly I tell you, I have not found anyone in Israel with so great a faith. Like Jesus was willing to go help this guy. But this guy was like, you don't need to. You don't even need to come. Because I know who you are. And you can heal him with but a word. Mark 5, 32 through 34. But he was looking around, Jesus looking around to see who had done this. There was a woman that had suffered from 15 years of a bleeding discharge. And she came to Jesus and she reached to the crowd and grabbed the hem of his garment. And as she did, he looks around because he perceived that power had gone out from him. So he wanted to find who did this. The woman with the flow of blood, with fear and trembling, knowing what had happened to her, that she had been healed, she came and fell down before him, and she told him the whole truth. And look at Jesus' response. He says, daughter, your faith, the fact that you did all of this, it has saved you. It's healed you. Church, these people did not engage the world by what they saw. They engaged the world by what should be seen. Let me say that again. They did not engage the world by what they saw. They engaged the world by how it should be seen. Their lives, they were not dictated by the circumstances of their world. Like this woman, she suffered from a flow of blood for 15 years that was beyond cure. There was a lame man who likely was lame from birth that could not get up and walk without Jesus. There was another one, the centurion servant, who was sick, overcome with disease to the point that he could not fix himself. And yet, despite such overwhelming circumstances, they navigated the world. Their lives were not dictated by the circumstances they saw, the circumstances of this world, but by the evidences of another world.
Hey, thanks for watching. To find out more about Houston's First, you can subscribe to our channel or you can go to houstonsfirst.org.